I think
Hi.
before he just
Hi everybody. This is Casey here, and welcome to Xianxia DnD. Oh my God, T4C has just raided us just as we started. Hey, hi everybody. Hi everyone. We just started, like literally 5 seconds ago. And it's nice to have everybody here right at the start of the session. Welcome to Xianxia DnD. And this is a homebrew D&D campaign where we are experimenting with a couple of house rules to try and build a world around the Xianxia universe. We are have a campaign that's set in China, semi-historical China, and our group on here, which we will be soon to be introducing themselves, are a group of immortal cultivators, and we'll start with Rich.
Sure. Hi everyone. My name is Richard. I'm playing Song Yifan. He is an Elven Bladesinger rogue, and disciple of Mount Wudang. He is the second generation disciple, and met up with a group of adventurers while we first adventured into the 10,000 Manor, and now we are moving towards to the Mountain Dogs Den to find out more clues about our mysterious pyromancer. Over to Shao.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hi, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon, good morning, wherever you might be. So I'm Shao. I play a monk, cleric of level 6. It's like, no, it's still unreal to say level 6 because I think we just leveled up. So in my head, it's still like somewhere around level 4, I think. But like, yes, we're apparently level 6 right now. And so like we are traveling around the world of like this semi-historical China, as Case, our GM, has put it, uncovering some tawny bits of historical problems across the empire. It seems as though we've stumbled across an ancient feud leading back a few centuries, or more than a few centuries, to some international, inter-ethnic cultural conflicts within the empire's past. Right now, why that is relevant to my character, Cang Tian, is because while Cang Tian is his name that he uses inside the Empire of China, he is actually a foreigner twice over. He is not even from the realm of China. He is from a place to the northwest of China, which will be where the historical Silk Road will be. So he's actually Iranian, he's a Persian. And secondly, he's not even actually really from the earthly realms. He's actually from the celestial realms. He's a watcher sent to look over the earth and to kind of gather information about it as the age is leading to a time of tumult. Right now, this mountain dog den that we're investigating has links over to all these celestial and earthly disruptions that he's keeping track of. Yeah, and we'll move over next to Renzus.
Hello, I'm Renzus. I'm playing Kugang, a former bandit of the Mountain Dogs, I might add. Who has, long ago, he has left the Mountain Dogs over disagreements with their callousness, and now he seems to be heading towards a reckoning.
Is Nick back yet? Nick? Okay, never mind. I will introduce Nick in. Nick was having some biological issues. So Nick is a character that is mechanically a Paladin of the Crown, level 6. His name is Amu, real name Longmu. He is an orphan that was trained by a tea keeper, but
I'm back.
Yes, hi, Nick. I was just going to. Nick is back. I was just mentioning that
Yeah,
you had
go on.
some biological. So you want me to introduce your character for you? Okay, can.
I mean, we're already halfway done anyway.
Okay. He also discovered that along the way he bears two secrets. One is that he's one out of 7 palace orphans that was smuggled out during the tumult of the previous dynasty's upheaval, and that one out of the 7 orphans is the legitimate heir to the empire. The other thing he has is that one of the sword he has inherited, may very well be the secret to unlocking a centuries-old tomb and bringing to life the 200,000 terracotta soldier army that is buried together with the Qin Emperor. So, with that, we wanted to go and do a very, very short summary. I mean, there are many plot threads going on, but the short version is there is a fire god on the loose. There is a Persian that has released the fire god and is going around wreaking havoc. The group has discovered that the Persian is a survivor of the Anlushan rebellion, or the Persian genocide that happened in the wake of the Anlushan rebellion 2 dynasties ago. And they have now discovered that the Persian has used a bandit group by the name of the Mountain Dogs as part of his nefarious plan to get revenge on China, as far as everyone can tell. So, Shao, did I miss anything out as a summary?
I think I think to supplement that, we got involved into this not really because of the games of empires and imperial feuds or like a kingdom war, but because of like some people we met along the way, being kind of like a Xinxia Wuxia thing. Like in both tropes, actually more in Wuxia, there's this huge idea that people who possess strength in a martial sense, usually eccentric, but also help people who are in need. So the people we've helped in this campaign, have ranged from children to the dying wishes of parents who are in star-crossed romance, to the ghosts and spirits of nature that were once living beings that have been tossed aside like so much kindling in the wake of a celestial war. So we're here to help with this mountain dog issue. It's also because there was actually a victim of the mountain dog's villainy that was in a way telegraphed forward by this imperial feud against the Chinese Empire. So while there's all these big picture things going on, there's also like our party is pretty much motivated by sentimental connections also. And I guess that's also pretty much in trope with like in theme with I guess the wuxia
Yes.
genre. Like, the world can heaven and earth can go screw itself. We're here for the little people basically.
Absolutely.
So that's that. Yeah.
Okay. So, the scene begins. You leave the scene where the 1,000-year-old corrupted tree spirit, finally is laid and brought back into the cycle of reincarnation. Banished by an intrepid group of wuxia heroes, yourselves. In her place, a young victim who herself has turned into a tree spirit by the machinations of Lao Lao, takes her place, hopefully more benevolent than her predecessor. Your journey to Lao Junsan, which is the old gentleman's mountain, about a day's journey from Luoyang, is a large mountain range that spans all the way southwards to places such as Songshan, which is also one of the famous mountains. But where you are headed to is the place where you have located the hideout of the mountain dogs, the group of bandits that Kugang himself used to be a part of. Along the way, as you are making your journey over there, in a cold night of rest, you go through the belongings. Before you had set along this journey, the dryad, the tree spirit, the younger tree spirit, had given you treasures that have been accumulated over the years and centuries of Lao Lao's reign of terror. She passes you 3 items. The first, a set of wristbands, leather but studded with what looked like aquamarines. Rich, your Yifan easily identifies these as having some sort of abjuration and protective magic over it.
Oh.
Okay? That's number one. But this is the most common item among all of them. The other two items are far more interesting. The second item is a bronze mirror. The young dryad says to you, drop a drop of your blood and keep in your mind an image of a person. You will be able to see the person and his immediate surroundings. Bear in mind that your proximity to this person affects how much you can see.
Proximity as in distance away from the person or the closeness of the relationship?
The closeness of the relationship. Distance is not a measure here. Only the closeness to your heart. And the last item, she gives you what looked like a small bundle of twigs. She says, this is my family's prized possession. My father had said to me many years ago that our family had traveled along the Eastern Ocean to where we are now. This, he says to you, is part of a fragment of the boat that the 8 immortals used to cross the ocean. I am told that it can unfold itself into a barge-sized ship. I hope that this can be of use to you.
Oh no, it's foreshadowing.
That we are going on a ocean journey.
At some point.
Plus
I
three
guess
or,
we're now the
plus
sales
three
team.
plus 3 bleed, by the way.
Plus 3 bleed, sorry?
Foreshadowing destruction, but never mind.
Alam.
Oh, what the hell?
You've been okay. So yes, we are all really happy that T4C is doing VTM, right? Excellent. Oh, okay, represent, bro. Represent.
Represent.
Okay.
Represent T4C.
Now, after having passed to you these items, right? Along the way, as you travel to them, you can arm them whatever you want. Rich, your night is disturbed by conversations that you have with a strange voice in your head. It's a feminine voice, mature, maybe in her 30s. And she says to you, who are you? Why have you brought me from the icy cavern? How is it that you come about to bear the flame imperishable?
One
This
question
is
at
all.
a time.
This is all happening in Yifan's head, right?
For now.
For now.
Okay.
One question at a time. I have the flame imperishable. I possess the flame imperishable to rescue a young boy from certain death. He was poisoned by an extreme toxic poison where only the flame imperishable could kill. That is my first answer. How that I came about taking the fire, I do not know.
The flame
The scarlet flame, that I do not know.
The Scarlet Phoenix flame is not meant to be held by a man.
Well, I have not burst into spontaneous flame yet. Maybe I'm have some affinity with the fire, since I favor those.
You
arts.
feel her mentally cock her head, and she says, "You." It doesn't matter. You travel with you. One of Xuan Wu's disciples. Who is he?
I show her the image of Amu.
How much does she know? How much does he know of? How much does he know of the 4 cardinal beasts and of the brocade guard? How much does he know of the scarlet flame and of the flame imperishable?
He knows not much about the 4 cardinal directions or the brocade. He knows that his martial arts is very close to the brocade guard style. In fact, it's actually very close to Xuan Wu's style, if I'm not wrong.
It is Xuan Wu's style. Not used the same way, but it is his style.
I kind of guessed after I've crossed swords with him very early when we first met. When it came to the 4 cardinal directions, I guess I'm the one that would know the most. Well, other than Cang Tian.
Your soul is linked to a beast of the beast realms. May I borrow its body? You call him Coffee.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yes, you may. You can even change whatever form you like it. Change to whatever form that you prefer. I believe the Phoenix is your preferred form.
I cannot take on the full form of a phoenix as of now.
You could take on the form of a sparrow if we will be the closest.
She says yes, for now. And with that, if you would summon, she says, if you would summon Coffee back.
I call upon Coffee to appear.
Okay, this is in the middle of a camp while you are traveling, by the way. Okay? The 4 of you were seated around the campfire, exchanging talk and all that. It's the middle of the night, you're about to rouse to sleep already, right? Suddenly, just a burst of flame startles all of you awake. As all of you startle awake, you see a Coffee, right? Suddenly just burst into scarlet flames, swirl around once, twice, 3 times, and lands next to Long Mu. And he just stares. Long Mu, you're lying down this way, right? And you suddenly have this reddish sparrow staring in your face.
Fletchling.
I look at it and then I look towards Yifan and I have the the emote with the 3 lines on my face.
Meet your master auntie.
Where's Xuan Wu?
This is Zhu Che.
Yes, this is Zhu Che. Where's Xuan Wu?
That's complicated. The last time I saw him, I thought he would have died.
Typical. Did you see his body?
No.
Typical. Which of the 7 are you?
One of the 7? I have no idea.
I don't believe Xuan Wu would tell him which 7 he would be. I speak to Zhu She.
Do we have numbers? You mean like there's number 1, 2, 3 all the way to 7?
I'm sure Xuan Wu has a number for you.
I'm sure Shenwu doesn't have a number for you.
Xianwu gave me the sword. This sword, if it matters.
She thinks for a while. You see the bird, the head of the bird cock a head, and you hear a slight chirping. Listen to this. There are things that you need to know, and there are things I have to teach you. Shenwu has done a piss poor job with you.
Okay. I don't think he intended to do an actual job with me, but sure.
Too many plans, too many contingencies. Listen to this. You know the Brocade Guard and the 4 cardinal directions, yes?
Yeah, this is where I'm just thinking about it. And now I've met you, I've met Qinglong, I've obviously met Shenwu. Where's the last one?
She thinks for a while. No one knows.
I'm pretty certain Shenwu knows, but we need to find him.
She nods. There is one more thing you need to do. You need to kill the current emperor.
What?
He is a usurper to the throne.
Okay.
We are the Praetorian Guard. We are here not to safeguard the emperor's body but the emperor's bloodline. And if all else fails, we are supposed to take it upon ourselves to kill the usurping emperor. Qinglong is missing.
Okay. He's not.
He's the one who requested to retrieve your body.
I see. He's still alive then.
In a sense, yes.
Is
Or
he of
what's
sound
the-
mind?
We would
Yes.
assume so.
You need to go back to him, and you need to ask him to teach him his style. His style, my style, Xuanwu and Baihu. The 4 of us have overlapping styles. If you are able to learn all 4 of our styles, it combines into a tool that you have that can help you assassinate the emperor.
It's funny because at this point, I think there are many other people who would be interested in the emperor's demise, his own royal court for one.
She sighs and says, "I've been away for too long. You have to tell me everything along the way."
Hua Gongdong apparently has a mass power and runs the Brocade Guard right now, whether directly or indirectly.
He has always had designs on the Eastern Depot.
Duke Xie has been looking for a way to get some kind of a super powered army, so to speak, and Qinglong being one of his primary experiment.
Experiment? What happened to Qinglong?
He became an undying man.
Medicine.
Sorry, he became a medicine man. Quite.
But you told me that he's still of sound mind.
Which is why he is being experimented on by Dukes here.
And which is why I have said that he seems like it, because while he seems lucid, I do not exactly trust that the words that he says are out of his own mind, so to speak.
I am quite certain that he's of sound mind. Otherwise, he will not ask me to retrieve your corpse.
There is a way to test it.
I cocked my head.
Bring me to him. When you can.
I've shown him your flame.
There is the 4 cardinal beasts. The 4 of us.
Mhm.
We have a way of testing to see if we've been compromised. It is
I
part
guess
of it is
we
part of the Geasa is part of the oath and Geasa that is laid upon us on the day that we take office. And it only expires upon our death.
The problem is bringing you to Xinglong is a little bit complicated at the moment because the place where he's located, let's just say that we are wanted there.
We need to let the commotion die down a little bit. After all, getting your corpse out of the prison was not a stealth mission.
We
Yeah.
have kind of attracted the entire brigade guard onto us.
She says, who leads the brocade guard now? Apart from Hua Gong, he has no ability to run it by himself. He has to have lieutenants, some kind of commander. Do you know who it is?
We don't know who it is, but we do have some names.
What is his name? Let me see. Luo Wenyi.
Luo Wenyi. Luo Wenyi. Thinks for a
Yes.
while. You see that she looks very perturbed. He was but a young junior officer back then.
It has been a long time.
It has. It's been too long. Maybe that's something that you should start finding out. That's
Too long?
an avenue for us. And then you can fulfill your duty.
Can we hear this?
Yeah, she's speaking out loud. She's not keeping it a secret.
Loud in this group.
It's a group. She's not making a secret to. She's not speaking. She's speaking to him, but she's she's not making a secret
Okay.
among the
Like,
4. And you're in the
I
middle
was
of the
thinking-
wilderness, so
Okay, I was thinking Cang Tian was actually doing something elsewhere, but just for the benefit of the camera and the flashback that we'll do later, Cang Tian looks up and then kind of like coughs under his throat, kind of swears under his breath and says, "Duty, how are bones and a dead bird calling for assassination from a youth?" And this, like, then later he kind of like just curses under his breath and says, "All this ghosts, all these things from beyond the grave. That's what duty causes things to happen, all these vengeances." And then he just goes back staring at the flame, like that campfire, right, where he's carving a piece of wood in his hands. Yeah, so that's just something for Cang Tian's point of view for the camera, I guess.
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
You're talking about assassinating the most difficult man to assassinate in the entire of China.
And that is the reason why you need to find, if not the 4 of us, then at least the things that we have left behind.
It suddenly strikes me, the 4 of you, the 4 of us, there can be no coincidence.
She glances around. She says, you have a walker of the skies among you.
I point at Cang Tian.
Then the monk looks up, like, he is like from a piece of wood in his hands. He says, something.
You
No,
mentioned about Walker of the Skies.
I just find it interesting that Heaven would take so much interest on this particular group, that they would send a walker in the skies to witness the things that this group does.
Well, I guess I represent Heaven's interest, but not necessarily Heaven's authority. As you can see, I'm just a man with a piece of wood in my hands.
She nods and she says, "As is your duty. I do not gainsay it."
Well, if there's assassination on the cards, I'll recommend that, this youth here has turned down attempts to turn him into assassin from all quarters. So if he was to accept your proposition of assassination for a sectarian, righteous or not cause, what makes you different from every other Jianghu figure who's been asking him to kill people for them?
Man has a point.
She says, "It is a duty. It is the duty of all who take the mantle of the Brocade Guards."
Except that I have not, and I am not.
She says, "You have not sworn the oath?
No.
Then..." She looks confused. Then why would Shenwu teach you the martial art?
Well, it started with me watching him, really.
But that makes no sense. I mean, even if you were of a genius, and no offense to you, you don't exactly come across as being a genius.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Prodigy is the word they are looking for.
Yes, a prodigy. You're not a prodigy. I mean, your work you've clearly put in the hard work, and the training results are there for all to see. I mean, a person cannot cultivate to the second tier, but yes, but you're not a prodigy, and even a prodigy would find it hard to steal the technique of the Brocade Guards.
Well,
He taught it to you, but he did not extract the oath from you.
it's
How-
pretty
how-
obvious.
He
Why?
did not.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious why he did what he did. All you cardinal beasts keep thinking in terms of duties and responsibility and roles. End of day, Shenwu may have been a cunning man who knew all kinds of tricks and plans and schemes, but he took care of this youth and raised him as though he was his own. Maybe that's just a cunning ploy, but maybe sentimentality, conscience, the relations between humans.
Or
that
maybe Shenwu was trying to break some kind of a cycle that he did not believe in.
Maybe it's something different from all we know on the past.
She looks visibly stunned at the prospect of that. I did not consider that.
Well, maybe what you can do now, from one advice of a spirit watcher to another, is maybe this second leash at freedom and life, borrow this incarnation to watch and learn, so that you may consider more possibilities.
I look pointedly at her and I say, "Look, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that your Brocade Guard and your Emperor that you served are all in the past. We should be building something new, should we not? If we're going to build anything at all. I mean, it's not as though someone's containing the Fire God."
The Fire God? What of the Fire God?
Oh, did we not tell you that Zhu Rong is on the loose?
Yeah, it's a southern matter, so we assume you know of it.
She does. She raises her eyes and says, "That explains a lot. That explains why I feel nothing from the south. As if a bright blanket spiritual presence has blocked me out."
Yeah, I'll recommend that you be careful because creatures of fire have been intoxicated and maddened by the Southern Lord's demand for core to his banner.
So yes, lady, in a way, we are trying to fix the the problems of heaven. So much so that I'm not sure whether the problems of the imperial court are really that much of a thing.
Mm. But
This
perhaps
is not a coincidence. You have heard about the principle, yes? As above, so below. Things that happen in heaven often have a manifestation on earth. And I find that it is too much of a coincidence that the world is being wreaked in havoc just as Zhurong slips his bonds and takes his vengeance upon heaven.
that was this. Then later, the Iranian, the Persian says, "Well, that sounds like Greek propaganda to me. It's like Aristotelian propaganda." But very well, yes. I guess what we want to know is if we assassinate some emperors, would it lead to more disruption or chaos? The common people, the animals, the plants, the people on the domain of Earth, in this great war that is to occur, would killing another emperor cause more chaos for them? Perhaps that is something that we have to consider as well.
I look at Cang Tian, as a person who grew up as a commoner. I can assure you that the commoners do not care which emperor is on which throne at any given time. It makes no difference to us.
What you say is humbling indeed. Let me accompany you. Not as a not as an not as your martial auntie, just as a witness. I wish to
I'm
see this world that you tell me of.
I'm still going to be able to learn the techniques from you, alright?
There is an inherent danger to it. You can learn it, and I will not stop you from learning it. Just know that the person who is in possession of a prized sword usually has a tendency to find reason to use it. You are welcome to learn it, and I am happy to teach it to you. I'm just worried that this is one of Shenwu's little tricks.
Okay, outside of all this, does this mean that technically I now have access to go either warlock or sorcerer if I want to?
Yes,
Celestial Warlord.
you can go. So you can go. Yeah, Celestial Warlock. You can't do the other like Fiend or things like or Great O1 and stuff like that. But yeah, Celestial Warlock is well within reason.
Or sword even, which is not bad.
Or Sword. Yep. Because
Well,
because you requested me, I tried to find some way to give you a way to build your character the way you want it. I'm very kind that way.
at the end of the day, I really only want it for spell slots on short rest. But sure, I'll think about it for the rest of this level.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Okay. And with that, the journey that you have taken.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Like
Downtime.
Yeah, this is before we left Lao Lao's place. Is that possible? Or
Sure.
like at the
Yeah, sure. What do you want?
Okay, so I would like to ask what's the name of the tree spirit?
She
Like,
never gave you a name.
Name, right? So it's in my head, just the tree spirit, like placeholder name. Right? So I go over to the new Lao Lao. There must always be a Lich King. So I go over to the new Lao Lao.
I will be
bring,
the warden of the damned.
Yeah, I bring Sui Xian with me, right? Then I say like, spirit of the village, newfound this priestess here. She wanted us to aid you. Then I look at Sui Xian. Then I look at the spirit of the land, lah. Then I say like, it was her compassion and her. She is knowledgeable in the way of spirits as well as in the arts of necromancy. and she has been wandering alone for a long time to bring justice to the dead. Then I look at the spirit of the land and I say, I do not really intend to ask for you to take a priestess, but all I'm saying is that I wanted to introduce the both of you because then I look at Suisen, without this young one's intervention, we might not be here right now.
Uh,
Then I
I-
introduce both of them.
She raises her hand timidly, and she says, "Oh, Shuxian." She reaches out and kind of reaches out and touches her, brushes her hair aside, caresses the side of her face. Right, she says, "I was your age when I was to be married." She looks at her. She says, "I'm Yanning. Yanning, N-I-N-G. I'm Yanning."
Okay. Well, Mistress Yening was Mistress Suisin. I was thinking that perhaps this is one of those things which perhaps both of you can help each other, but I shan't speak too much or enforce too many things because these things have their own way of working out. But I see a land that needs a necromancer to cleanse and tame his dead, and I see a newly canonized spirit that does not have a mortal advisor. I was thinking this might be a good mix and a good match for both of your talents and personalities to bring peace to each other as well.
I thank you, Watcher of the Skies.
I have also another. Oh yes, please go on.
No, you have another request. I sense it.
Yes, the previous Lao Lao is gone, but I know her grudge still taints this land.
She nods.
For the injustice that caused her death, that caused her corruption, has not yet been released. And I sense too that your rage has not yet been removed. How can it be? Is there a tree within here, a piece, a root, or a branch which still contains Lao Lao's essence and perhaps your anger as well? May I bring it with me?
She says, "The mountain dogs did this to me. If there is any resentment that I harbor, it is with them. I know it is too much to ask of you to kill them all. And you have made me realize that the cycle of vengeance just perpetuates itself. Yet I still feel discomforted that they are out and free. If there is a way you can find justice for me, and that would be my only request."
Some of my fellow monks, they say that everyone's sins can be redeemed, that nobody needs to practice hard and you can be reborn in a pure place. I think that is encouraging for the peasants, and perhaps it encourages criminals to redeem themselves. But if everybody was to receive redemption so simply, then the ones who have been aggrieved, the true victims of injustice, they have no place to sleep at night. Can you cast your hate, your rage, and your grief into a branch and give it to me? I will visit your vengeance upon them to break bone and bash heads, but not take life, so that you may feel some peace for your soul, if you allow me to do that.
She says, that I can do.
So that's a piece of wood I've been playing with. Basically, it's a piece of wood for me. I'm just asking for a piece of wood to turn into a staff so that I can beat people with it.
Are you taking magical initiate for Shilela? Maybe?
No. I beat people manually. It's basically I'm using because since I'm drunken monk, right? I'm actually using drunken Ahad plus mad demon staff style. Basically, I'm using
the Fumo Pang. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's also within drunken Ahad style as well. So
Yeah,
it's so totally Shaolin, so I'm basically going to take the staff and beat people with it, basically.
Yes, the martial arts the martial arts of burning thighs.
Yes. Very painful.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm
First hurt
gonna do.
yourself,
Like,
then you hurt others.
I want to matchmake a spirit and a priest, and I wanted to get a tree to beat people up with. Get a branch to beat people up with.
Okay, Ken. Okay, anybody wants any more downtime actions before we start moving on to the next tranche of the adventure?
Downtime actions.
Actually, might be relevant to Renzus if you're going to research into the mountain dog. Oh no, you now owe karaoke again.
Next session. I always have the ritual has been cast, but the summoning takes one session to complete. Okay, I'll set ons. Okay, can. Okay, no worries. We'll get it in the next session. Next session, I find out whether I get copyright flagged again.
I guess if Renzus is not going to have a modern dog, we can actually move on.
Okay.
I'm okay with my.
So
I
I think
mean, we are
No,
very clearly
no,
about-
Ramji, he does not get to specify the song because if I'm gonna have to sing it, I need to be able to actually do a song that I can actually do. Because if you're like if somebody requests something like from the Bee Gees or ABBA, right, I'm not particularly concerned about wearing my ultra tight pants in order to sing it. Okay.
Okay, the thing about going, we are supposed to avoid going into Luoyang at all, right?
No, it's up to you. I've never prevented you from going to Luoyang. I've never prevented you from going to Luoyang. I've just mentioned that there may be consequences by going to Luoyang. That's all.
Yeah, it's just that it's more dangerous for us to go into Luoyang now.
Yeah.
We need to wait for.
We should settle the mountain dogs thing, but I think at some point we definitely want to go back to the border if only to talk to Xinglong on Zhu Xue's behalf.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah. Okay. So nothing else already, yeah? Okay, let's move to the next scene. A long mountain trek later. The greens of the mountains, on the side of the mountain, start breaking into browns. And the wind whistles coldly. It is still late spring. Oh, sorry, no, it's not already. It's actually late summer moving into autumn. The winds are starting to get cold and chill. As you move up a mountain pass, you move up and you see the scape of white before you. There seems to have been some development, some sort of buildings on the top of this mountain peak.
Oh, Howling Association is busy, I see.
No. This is the Laojun Mountain Hiking Association, which happens to be today's sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by the Laojun Mountain Hiking Association. Laojun Mountain Hiking Association. It is only a bus ride away from modern Luoyang City, only 90 yuan.
You mean we're not using pure gold energy anymore?
Oh no, Pure Gold Energy is for when we go back to Wudang. Okay, that's a different sponsor every week. Okay.
Do they have the modern versions in which you have the people at Silan chair sitting at the bottom, you can pay them money to bring you up?
No.
Sorry,
Not
we're very smart adventurers.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you pace up the mountain, you hear a loud cry coming from what looks like a wooden platform. Sounds yells up, "Gugang! My goodness! Is that you?" From a man that looks like he's dressed in thick white furs, on the edge of a platform near a cliff.
I squint to see if I can recognize him.
Yep, it is he is he's one of the very low caliphate type bandits together with you back in the days where you were bullying villagers and stealing crops and stuff like that, right?
The sort of average guy, the ask no questions,
Yeah.
receive no lies kind of guy.
He's a 小喽啰 lah, like you lah, right?
Yeah, do I know his name?
Yeah, his name is Hu Jun.
Hu Jun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Just put it down the notes. Are there anyone else around, or is it just him on that little cliff?
That's all you can see. And he Qinggongs down. Let me activate my flying first. Fly toggle first. By the way, today's map brought to you by our usual people from Tales Bazaar and Tales Tavern. Stitched together the map, as usual, with a whole bunch of other enhancements I will show you along the way. And he says, "My God, Kukang, you look like you haven't aged a day." He reaches out and he grabs your hand in a warrior's grasp and he pulls you in for a big beefy bear hug.
Okay, I will.
Amu raises one eyebrow.
I will spare him the a responding gesture. So I will also do the pull together and embrace.
Yeah. Hey, so
Yes.
it's good
Yes,
to see you.
I look much better for having been thrown off a cliff the last time.
Yes, I thought you were dead, man. What happened?
Some of us too stupid to die, you would say.
That's both of us. How are you? Why are you up here? Did you receive
I would ask myself the same question sometimes, but it's a long story.
Did you receive an invite from the clan leader?
No. And in fact, I would be appreciative if you did not mention that I was back for the time being. I
Oh.
expect he still thinks I'm dead at the foot of that cliff.
He says the clan leader has been killed. That clan leader has been killed. We are under new management.
A shame, perhaps. Would have liked to confront him.
He's a useless bugger anyway. This leader. He's led us to great heights. Have you heard? We've grown. We've many more of us now. Many.
Yes, I've heard. Let's talk about that, shall we? And
Yes, come with me.
we start walking up. I glance backward at the others and sort of give a tilt of the head to motion for us to come along. Although maybe not so close.
Amu is going along and gritting his teeth at the same time.
Okay, as you are up the hill, give me a moment.
Why does it say guard Yeti?
Because they are guard yetis. You see two hideously large creatures suddenly bound out and just literally just break into a run. They're running on all. They seem to be running on all fours, but as they come to you, they rear up. Their white fur is glistening with icicles, and you see what look like horns on their forehead, growing out of their forehead. They are easily 7-8 feet tall. He says, "He's one of us," and he turns around. Your friends, you vouch for them?
Yes, I do.
You're one of us. Yes. And with that, they kind of reluctantly peel back slowly. And they go back and they go back to their little, what looks like a small mountain path up the side. The commotion, however, seems to have attracted others. that seem to be peering out and coming to the edge of the cliff to kibitz.
AFK 1 minute.
No worries. They're not approaching. They see that Hu Jun has this well under control, but they are kind of looking down at so some of them are like, hey, what's going on? No, they're leaning into each other. They're talking about things. You see some money exchanging hands.
Betting on whether we'll die or not.
Maybe. Okay, and as you manage to get your way, I'm just gonna pot everybody up. As you reach the summit, or what looks like the summit, you realize that the area is what looks like an entrance of a mine. Just gonna pan up a little bit. It looks like the entrance of a huge mining complex or an old mining complex. And even in the distance here, you see something very, very strange. There's a blue light that's glowing out of the what looks like the central structure of the place. And there's a large, gigantic humanoid corpse that's floating in midair here. And a man who looks like he's... You see what look like tendrils of blood that seem to be flowing in and out of him. Red, crimson red blood. Glowing red, but it's just circling around him in a spiral pattern. And it's going into his mouth, coming out of his nostril. And it looks like it's some kind of arcane ritual is going on here.
I'm back.
You're in time to see an arcane ritual.
There's an arcane ritual happening. There's like blood being pouring in and out of a large, what looks like a maybe 10-20 foot tall humanoid figure. That's all you can see at that distance.
I look at Kokang and brigands. Okay.
Yeah. You have not ever seen this happen back in the old days.
Yes.
This is like way beyond your pay grade. Xiaomei is clutching onto your elbow, Longmu. She's like,
Don't look at me, I don't know what's going on either.
she's glancing around. She's looking around and she's whispering to you, there's something here. There's something here. Something very wrong here.
I tell her, well, the best way to have them think that you are not helpless is to not act helpless.
But there's something very wrong here. There's some kind of strange energy. There's something very wrong.
I look towards Yifan. What's going on?
I won't know.
Would you like to make me an Arcana check?
Sure.
Your DC is 20.
I'll try as well.
Okay.
You want to help me while we
sure.
hang back
I'll-
and discuss?
I will consult with you. Yes, I'll be the consulting fella again.
Sure.
Sure.
By the way, we long rested, right?
Yes, you wrong rested. You may
We
please.
long rested. Right?
You wrong rested. Wrong rested.
Wrong ration.
Wrong
Uh,
rest.
You wrong rested.
Guess what? I rolled 17 on both dice, which is a total of 23.
Okay. Rich. Two things.
Mhm.
Two pieces of information. One. You're not entirely sure, but you've heard stories in the past where... Okay, the descriptions of the original inhabitants of Zhongyuan, right? If you read some of like the Shan Hai Jing and all of the really weird descriptions where Zhurong, the era of... There is a description of giants. Proto-men there's a description of proto man with what look like they look kind of like a cross between dragon and man, and they have like little knobs on their heads. You look at some of the three emperors and the original era of it, right? They look very derpy, right? But it seems to fit the description of this guy. Okay? And second thing is, yes, there is something very wrong with this place. There is a form of arcane energy about this place. There's a vibe about it. Can't quite place it. It's not quite necromancy. It's not quite any of the 8 schools. But there's something very off about it.
We just got to learn something new and random from Sweden. Thank you.
Ayah, yola. Sweden ah.
I will take out a book now to read again.
Yeah, take a book. Read. I was about to ask.
Okay, there's blood magic involved.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Amu to turn on his third eye because this probably involves something fiend-like.
It's blood magic. There's a very strong element of blood magic involved. Are you taking out your San Hai Jing?
Yeah, I'm looking at the stuff.
I'm going to divine sense the area.
Okay.
But I'm trying to make it a bit discreet. I'm not like obviously opening the third eye.
Okay, so
He's peeking through his third eye.
make me a sleight of hand roll, please. Just for record's sake.
Not my best roll.
Are we gonna learn about GDPR? No!
17.
Okay, no, that's great. Good enough. You reach out and hit your just surreptitiously open. Overwhelmingly, you feel it. There is a wave of profane energy that's coming out from here, and I know that it says 60 feet, right? But it's reaching out that far. Okay. Second thing that you also realize is that there's another area that seems to be radiating some kind of divine energy, and it's here, far on the peak of the mountain. Again,
I nudge Cang Tian and I look in that direction.
Then you say that you sense something starts, is it?
Not good.
and there's one more thing. There's a trace of, just a faintest trace of holy energy around this area.
Holy energy?
Mm-hmm.
Can I sort of like use this
Celestial
time
energy.
to also use detect magic, I guess, like while I'm helping the consultancy. I kind of
Sure.
like,
But while all this happening, right, you hear a challenge yell out as two short. They look like very dark, swarthy-skinned dwarfs. Are basically wire fooling. They're doing a wire fool through the trees. So they're skirting the trees. They're running and they're flying. They're just basically flying through the air, and they're landing close-ish to you.
From where the celestial energy was from?
No. It's a faint trace. You can't quite get a direction, but you get a sense that it was here. It was a powerful it's a powerful enough presence that it left an impression, but it's not here anymore.
It could be an old holy site.
Could be.
Could be an old holy site where
You know this definitely is an old holy site because there is some kind of what looks like a shrine and what looks like a monolith on the high mountain tops.
Or something might be imprisoned there. At some point, we definitely need to take a look.
Or something might be imprisoned there. And as you're walking up the platform and you know making your way through the trees, right? Hu Jin goes, he says greetings to the twin hunting hounds.
Twin hunting hounds.
The twin hunting hounds. 双犬. And one of them, they both look kind of a bit sus. They're all walking towards you in they're giving off very feral energy, very feral vibes. He's walking towards you, is walking slowly towards you. You can see one of them is like sniffing the air. The other has a knife out and licking it slowly.
Use obfuscate.
Okay, he's reaching you and Yifan first, from the direction that you guys are going at. Shui Xian is going. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Stay calm. They can't hurt you.
I step away from deliberately step away from Amu and move towards the two of them.
Okay, so you're here.
Is there something the matter?
He says, "It has been. What is a Watcher of the Skies doing here in this land where gods have forsaken us?"
Yeah, and Cang Tian behind kind of like looks under the hat, right? It's like looks up and waits for Yifan to say something, but like Yifan looks at me to say something, I'll say something.
Say, Watcher of the Skies? Is there such a person? I look around.
You-
I look up at the sky and I say, maybe I am the Watcher of the Sky.
Don't play a fool with me, you. I have cut the tongues off people far less impertinent than you. Hu Jin is going, sir. Chill, bro, chill. Can we talk about this for a while or not? Meanwhile, they're starting a circle. They're not circling you to attack. They're circling you like a pair of dogs, trying to suss the two of you out.
Mm-hmm. I stop. I look. I wait for Cang Tian to say something.
And Cang Tian basically looks left and looks right. Then he says like, such a warm welcome. It's like, it makes coming to this cold place almost worth it. Then Cang Tian says, I come here with a blade in hand to offer it to you. Are you interested? You look like collectors of fine blades. I come to bring a very special blade to both of you.
What do you mean?
Then I kind of like open my hands, kind of like there's nothing in them. Then kind of slowly moving my hand into my ropes, and kind of like keeping my movements noticeable. And I take out a small razor that's sort of like clipped inside there, and I say, I present this blade to both of you. There are many reasons I'm here, but for the both of you, this is the blade I have brought to greet you.
Which blade is this, by the way?
Sorry?
What blade is this?
It's a razor that a monk uses to shave, to take the tonsure, to accept the refuge of the Buddha into their life, especially if they're fucking sinners.
Okay.
So I just keep my shit-eating grin there, like, san cai, ami tofu.
Please make me... Okay, what is the effect you're trying to get from them? Are you trying to bamboozle them? Are you trying to intimidate them? Are you trying to...
It's essentially kind of like in good faith, right? Basically taking out that if they would like to, I can cast a ceremony spell on them now, right? And then expunge them of their sinful lives, basically.
Okay, well, make me a persuasion roll, just to see whether they take it badly.
Can.
Mm.
Yeah. Whether win or lose is +1. Because this is totally in genre.
Yes, totally in genre. I totally get it.
San cai. Okay, it's a 10. I have no modifier 10, so just 10. I suppose I've been praying to guidance, but I just keep a 10 there. Like, just be neutral. 10 is very good.
You're not even bothering to guidance this, right?
Yeah, no point. This one is like they want the slur sheet is entirely up to them. If they don't want slur sheet, they'll take my 10 as 10. Go ahead. So it's
Are
really
you
the
joking with me? That is a monk's tonsure knife. Are you suggesting that we should go and be like you and leave home?
Well,
We are having a good life here, away from eyes of man and God.
Well, I think there are 3 arguments I can give for you about why you should consider this. Would you like to hear them?
Hu Jin goes, hey, bro, come on, hey. I mean, hazing and all that, lah. Come on, bro. Just, we've watched it. I mean, Kukang is my friend from my village, right?
Well,
Kukang ain't doing anything. He's gone forward.
No, I'm standing near. I guess I'll be standing near Yifan and Cang Tian.
Okay. Kukang, he's an old timer, lah. He's been here before. He's not been here before. I mean, but he used to be one of us, right? He's vouched for his friends, and he still has the tattoos. That counts for something, right? Counts for what exactly? He moves towards you. You notice something about the two of them as they start backing away from Yifan and Cang Tian, and they start moving towards you, Kukang. You realize that no matter what they're doing, right, their feet are not touching the ground.
As in both of them?
Both of them. So they look like they're walking.
But there's no footprints in the snow, lah.
There's no footprints in the snow. They're barely contacting the snow. Their Qinggong is amazing. It's next level.
That's new.
You've never seen such light footedness. And now suddenly, they are doing the same thing that they were doing Yifan. They're starting to circle you again.
I stand my ground, although I'll keep them like in alternating view.
Okay, he says, "What is your purpose here, mountain dog? Old dog, new dog? Is an old dog seeking to be a new dog? Are you taking in the sights of the old gentleman's mountain?"
One second, composing reply.
Mm-hmm.
Composing reply, stand by.
No worries.
Loading, please wait.
I had a beef with the last man to throw me off a cliff, but Hu Jin tells me he is dead.
Dead, not really. If you want him back, it can be arranged for a price.
Ha! I'm sure there's a story behind that.
Of course there is.
I'll think on that offer. What happened to him?
They look at each other and they leer at you. Yeah, it's not a friendly leer, not a sexual leer, but it's kind of the kind of completely insincere but tough guy leer. It says, he is disposed of, but still useful, huh? Hey, come on, guys. Hey, stop playing with it, huh? Hey, come on, hey. Uchi is like, leave this guy.
Cool.
It's not cool, leave this guy alone, please, come on. Hey, know your place. Ujin. You are the least. You're the least among us lieutenants. Huh? You're the only one. The doctor. Huh? He's keeping you around only because you are a link to the past, huh? Huh? Back in the days when you had 20 dogs, huh? Now you have how many, huh? Please.
Hu Jin tells me you do a lot more than what we used to. What's up
Yes.
with that?
Yes, so we do all kinds of things now, huh? Yeah, you're a cultivator, huh? That's a good thing. Yeah. They've stopped circling you, and they've started kind of leaning forward, almost like they're interested in doing business with you now.
Okay.
You bring the right amount of money, huh? The right amount of treasure. Or maybe women. You bring it. You have a golden core, right? Down here in your Tan Tian, you're a cultivator. But suppose you want more. You want more power. That's what you all want, right? Cultivators. They all want more power. Always asking us same things. Always. Huh? So, what they do is, we bring them to the doctor. The doctor is over there. You see him? He's the guy with the big. You see past the big guy. The big guy floating, and past the two guardians. There is a man. And sure enough, there's a roped man. You missed him the first time round. But he's the one that's leading the. He seems to be almost stitching the blood to and fro the large 20-foot man.
I look at Kukang and then I say, so these two are not the ones we want to talk to. It is the doctor. So why do we talk to these two then?
you want to talk to the doctor? You talk to us first, huh? We're the twin dogs, huh? We're his hunting hounds, so to speak. Yes.
So he calls you his dogs and you're okay with that.
Why not? You're all dogs after all. All dogs. All castaways. There are none. There is no God here. No witnesses. Nothing except us. So, you want more power? You pay the price. We can give you the power. You are not a cultivator. You want a golden core implanted in you? We find one, we put it in. Make an Arcana roll, Yifan.
Can I make as well? I have Arcana as well.
Okay, sure. Anyone with Arcana can make an Arcana roll.
I'm pretty certain they are the only two in the party and Xian who have Arcana.
No, Shuixian is... She's saying...
Oh. Okay, Cang Tian knows I don't know.
Okay, I got a 19.
Cang Tian?
Yeah,
This,
I got a 19.
yeah, this is actually pretty good if Cang Tian knows and Yifan doesn't.
Yifan has 7.
She's talking about bodily exchanging body parts. It's not supposed to be possible, or even if it's possible, it's not supposed to be doable that easily. Especially not the golden core. The core that the Tan Tian, the energy is supposed to coalesce around.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be possible. It's been mentioned in a couple of like really esoteric arts and all that. But there are stories. I mean, this is stuff like Liao Zai talks about, you know, exchanging body parts with animals and stuff like that.
Okay. I kind of like frown and then I kind of like listen on more and I kind of like if anybody's looking at me like party members, I just have a small nod and then I just continue and as like almost like affirm that yes, it's possible, and then I kind of like continue listening.
You and some of the some of these punchers, right? They like having this like the arm of a fire Kirin. We get that a lot. We get a lot of people asking. People read too many comic books, huh? Yeah, they read too many comic books from Hong Kong. They try to get the yeah.
The
So they try to get it, and then we cannot find Kirin. So we try. We give them a big strong arm, huh? Yeah, Hu Jin has got one too, huh? Right? Hey, don't like that, bro. Hey, you told me it's supposed to be a secret, no, you know. Hey, patient confidentiality and all that. No, hey, GDPR, all that. No, come on, come on. This is sensitive personal information. No.
I look at Hui Jun and you have a fiery Kirin arm.
Oh, I don't know. It's not a fiery Kirin arm. It's just a really strong right arm. I like the comics lah. Don't judge me, cannot.
Remember, it's like maybe it's like the wind and the rain is getting to your head sometimes a bit.
Oh, I mean, like I really like lining clouds out, lining clouds together, right? Yeah.
Lining clouds together. Sigh.
The GDPR special was specially for you, Awesome Rara. Thanks for watching.
That's right. I look at Wudang and the rest. I say. So, what's the price of improving our cultivation?
It depends, depends on what you want, it depends on if you brought your own parts or you need us to help you find the parts also.
I know that there is a method of cultivation where you solo a specific pill and then you can increase your prowess.
That takes too long. Takes too long. Way too long. We got time like that.
Then I gestured towards the giant that is getting the blood transfusion. So what's that all about?
That one is the leader's pet project. Better not ask too much. He gets very angsty when he asks about that.
I thought it was some like blood transfusion that allows you to increase your powers.
Oh no, that one. You know that thing down there? We found it here. We found it here on the mountain top. Well preserved. Right, cool. But for some reason, the leader has taken a liking to that corpse. So
you are saying that you have the ability to give us the power of medicine men?
he thinks for a while. He says, can be done, but I need the skin of one. If you find a medicine man, you skin him, and then we can put the skin on you. You want the bone? We can take out your bone and put his inside.
It's obviously that these guys do not know why they are. What the guy can do, right?
Make me an Arcana roll.
Okay. Oh, this suck. 7 again.
Cang Tian, make me an Arcana roll.
Okay.
I'm trying to fish out hard information that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They're being very cooperative.
Yeah, I know they are.
17.
What they're saying is not if what is they've said already said is possible, then what they're currently postulating is also possible.
Okay. I look at Cang Tian and see and try to like gauge his reaction to see if they are speaking of any truth.
Then Cang Tian basically kind of like you begins to kind of like speak some Taoist aphorisms over to Yifan, and then kind of like but the kind of like the subtext underneath all that is that every Taoist aphorism that Cang Tian says is actually from Lao Tzu, and Cang Tian kind of reminds Yifan that if that since Lao Tzu is supposed to be the Lao Jin, right, that this son is it, right, maybe there's some transmutation magic going on inside here. Maybe there's some power to this mountain where the three purities are there. Maybe they're using the energy. Maybe that's why there's a celestial energy inside this place. If this is one of the holy mountains of Taoism. To change things nature so that other things can put onto them.
Yeah.
It's not really an implant. That's what Cang Tian thinks. So Cang Tian is basically quoting kind of like various Taoist scriptures to kind of speak this in code over there.
Okay. So because Suedin has redeemed it, everybody, thank you, Suedin.
Thank you, Suedin.
Okay, there are actually a couple of ways that you can do this. One is via transmutation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what Lao Jun is. That is that. What Shao has said is somewhat true. There's only one issue with that. Usually the changes are temporary. Right. They certainly don't allow you to take on or at least be permanently enhanced with it. You can, but it usually involves some form of cultivation, right? It would be some very really weird unorthodox form of cultivation, but then again, beasts turning themselves into human form, very common, right? Human turning themselves into beast form, also very common. So arguably partial transformation should be pretty common also. What they are saying though is that they are actually talking about very specific thing. They're talking about vivisection. They're talking about literal transplants. In fact, they've been talking about nothing but literal transplants. They're talking about things like they're gathering fantasy creatures' organs and transplanting them into them. So it's basically all of those Taoist myths that you had of transplanting horse legs onto human beings and stuff like that. You read those in Chinese, weird Chinese stories like Liao Zai from time to time, right? This is the logical conclusion of it. If there were fantasy creatures that existed, they would be transplanted. And obviously I was taking the piss at Feng Yun, right? But that's actually the most common fantasy example, right? Transplanting an arm onto somebody.
At this point, Amu is thinking that there is a transplant donor being captured in that celestial energy thing, and he's feeling a bit antsy.
We can feel Amu's angstiness. We are just trying to fish out more free information before we start any fight.
Then Hu Jun says, okay, no more already. They're not here. You want to talk business, we can talk business later, okay? Hey, you're not here for business, right? You're not here for business, right?
I said no. Not here for business.
Okay. I bring you to go and I go bring you. Hey, please, the two of you, stop doing this. It's very bad for face, Come on, I mean, it's just.
Kukang wanted to catch up with its past, which is why we are here.
I know.
Have we seen enough?
Yes.
We are also here because we suspected that these jokers have links to whatever conspiracy lies at the heart of.
Obviously, we are not telling them that here.
I look at Kukang and give him the one eye wink thing.
I'm doing we whisper lah. The off to the lean head to side whisper thing.
If you want us, you know where to find us.
Yes, obviously. Thank you very much. You have been very helpful.
They are going. One of them is going back to the celestial energy source.
Neither. The celestial energy source you cannot find. You felt a trace of it. You don't know what the location is. There's a large outpouring of it from here.
I think Nick is referring to they are not going back to that site.
No, the site is here.
Outpouring.
The site is
No,
here.
I'm talking about the one where I traced the celestial energy from, not the profane energies.
The profane energy is coming from here. It's really obvious. The celestial energy, there's a hint of divine source of energy coming from here, and that trace of celestial energy, you have no location for it.
Okay. Well, basically, it would mean that there are a whole bunch of these people already implanted with random shit.
Possibly. Okay, as you hit closer to the dais, right?
As we walk on, right, Amu, making sure that there's no one in earshot, right, says to them, "Why are we not just burning this whole place to the ground right now?"
Feel free to take our chances against several hundred bandits. And clearly some of them are cultivators, which was not a thing in my time.
And also, snow isn't very flammable.
Truly a wiser man than I.
This place is just evil.
We came here because we wanted to find a lead. If we burn things down before we find a lead, we will be left with a lot of ashes and not a lot of leads.
Then what's the plan?
That's a very good question.
I think it's rather obvious that there's been a change in management, and they gave us a lot of clues to the information, so it's a good job for everyone to get information from the boastful hunting hounds. I think
I look at them. Is this one of those situations where I have to dress up as a Jiangsu again?
Hopefully not.
I don't think you need to dress up as a Jiangsu, but I think you need to be a little bit more persuasive in trying to get more information out of the leader or even the doctor.
Okay.
I'm more uncomfortable here than I was in the sewer with the spiders, if that makes you feel it. If that makes you understand how I feel.
And as you reach the dais with the giants, right? A man floats down on a cloud.
Oh, I hope he's not covered with fur and holds a stick, please.
No, he's floating down on a cloud, but he's literally just kind of like standing on one foot. He's just floating down on a cloud. This is not Qing Gong. This is out and out. How is magic? Okay. He floats down on a cloud and he goes, "Wu Jun, who have you brought to us?" "Ah, Fan Yao. Well met. This is my old friend Ku Gang. Ku Gang, say hi to Fan Yao. He's the commander of the Wolf's Watch."
Good to meet you.
He looks at you and says, "You He points at your mountain dog's tattoo. That's an old tattoo. How long ago were you a mountain dog?"
Several months back when... Well, Hu Jin tells me that Wu Xiang used to lead them, but is not here anymore. He was the one who threw me off a
flinches
cliff.
for a while. Fan Yao flinches for a while, he says. "Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. Roll insight." Those of you with insight may roll insight.
That is a 6. Much to my regret.
Investigation time. Let's roll. Insight. It was an inside job. Get it?
Yes.
I roll a number that can only be described as Hiya.
Hiya, Fuyo.
Yeah, I
Wow.
got 7.
This is disgusting. Everybody's insight was so low.
Okay, no problems.
My insight is actually not bad. It's just my die rolling is very
I got
low.
+4. I rolled 2.
Hey, same.
Nice game.
Everybody lang sui.
Okay, I lang not so sway. I rolled a 20 with a +0.
Okay. All of you were like, what the hell is going on? Yifan, he's uncomfortable talking about the former leader Wei Xiang, but he's trying very hard not to show it.
Okay. Does he have the old tattoo? I tried to like look around his whatever
Good call. Make a
perception check.
perception check and make me another insight check.
Perception check.
Is this only for Richard?
Only for Richard.
Perception 25.
Very good.
And insight is 2. Doesn't matter about the
Oh
2.
my god.
Okay, inside doesn't matter. The perception check is really good. You see two things. He has two mountain dog tattoos. One which looks like it's almost radiating power on his left arm, and there's one on his right that just peeks out of his right shoulder. The ropes and all that, the wrappings and all that, just peeks out of his right shoulder, where Kugang has his. The same spot that Kugang has.
Bring it up.
I go to like.
There's a second thing that you notice about him.
Mhm.
Somewhere you notice that he has a small character tattooed under his left eye.
Is it the
Okay.
prisoner tattoo?
Yes, it's the prisoner tattoo.
I try to I will whisper to Kukang. He has the old tattoo on his right arm, same as you.
I try to think back if I can recognize him.
And he has a prisoner tattoo under his right eye.
Now that you mention it, Fan Yao, you've seen him before. He was one of the high ups ranking in the old one. So you only saw him like maybe once, twice. You were much more in contact with Wei Xiang. Fan Yao was kind of like you saw him once. That's it. And back then, you didn't have that. Didn't have the prisoner tattoo.
You could ask him about it.
Oh, the prisoner tattoo is early song or late song?
You can't tell the difference.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, I can if you make, and I kind of whisper to Amu, if you make it feel better, I can open the conversation in a way that maybe you like. Would you prefer that?
I look at Cang Tian and I whisper. I don't know, if he was in one of the Luoyang prisons, he could have made a deal.
Well, remember, Lao Lao said that these people were useless. They didn't do a certain function. Now, how much do you want to bet that she paid them to double cross their old employer to kill the man that destroyed her village?
I think the more important question now is exactly who they work for.
Well, it's obvious that they work for whoever asked them to do things that they're good at. But would you like me to ask them about the Persian? I think that will escalate matters very quickly, though.
You could bring that up, but
I
them
look at.
working for the Persian is not as bad a situation as them working for either Hua Gong Gong or Duke Xie.
That's true, but the Persian is something that is a threat that has been following us since we were from Xianxia.
So
All
we
this is happening when Kugang is talking to.
Yep, Kugang.
Distracting Fan Yao, I guess.
Fan Yao heads up to Kugang. He reaches out with a hand, right? And he pats Kugang on the shoulder, almost like hesitantly. He says, "I remember you now."
I speak, okay, if I'm not wrong, Yifan and Cang Tian both speak Celestial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might speak Celestial as well.
I'm willing to take that.
Okay.
And I raise my voice a little and I say, who does this man serve? He looks different.
Fan Yao just glances at the three of you. He continues speaking to Kugang and he says, "You were the one Wei Xiang threw off the cliff."
Yes. To
Why?
make an example of anyone who... Oh, why? If you recall, that was a couple of months back. I caught wind of him making plans to do a little more than just rough up villagers and take their money. He just outright killing, the kind that leaves whole realms barren and lifeless. I confronted him about it, and that's when he decided to make an example of people who did not give their loyalty to him.
Fan Yao says, if that disturbs you, then my advice for you, Wudang, leave this place and never come back.
That bad, huh?
He nods, that bad. The new management here makes Wei Xiang look like a benevolent despot.
Then I say to this new guy, I say to Hu Yao, it's like, may I interrupt this conversation?
He glances at you and says, who are you?
I am the man who saved Kukang when he was thrown into the cliff, so our karmas are linked.
He goes up to you and says, reaches up, he nods, acknowledges you, reaches out a hand. I'm Fan Yao. I thank you for rescuing one of my brothers.
Then I reach my hand as well and says, I am Cang Tian, a monk who has come a far way to here, and I understand there are problems and changes. Then I would be very honest with you, Fu Yao, friend of my friend. Then I take out my staff, right, the dryad staff of Yan Ning, right.
He
And then
looks at it, he says, what is that?
it is a witness of a place that perhaps one of the many villages that you burnt in your previous employ. There was and I look at him with like piercing eyes, and I kind of like pull the mask away to review my Persian features, I suppose. And I say, there was also one from Parthia.
He says, I knew it. I knew it would come back to haunt us. Wu Jun says, hey, you were in prison at the time, huh? Yeah. Yes, I was.
Would you like help with this matter of this?
It's a
I'm
lot
not
more
suggesting-
it's a lot more complicated than you think.
It always is.
Come with me. You don't want the hunting hounds to hear this. She pulls you in. He walks in, and you see it now. You didn't see it previously. There's actually a kind of a mine entrance over underneath the mountain. And he's walking inside with you, at least over here.
Yo.
Okay. And he says,
This is Fan Yao, right?
this is
Yeah.
Fan Yao.
Yeah, that's his name, right? Fan Yao, right?
Fan Yao.
Yep.
Fan Yao says, eh,
行，光明左使。
let it not be said that I do not recycle names. I like the name. Fan Yao is,
Such a nice name.
yeah, it's a very nice name. Fan Yao says, the mountain dogs are... Look, the mountain dogs weren't always bandits. This was he motions at this was our ancestral home. This area used to be our mining village. Then the ores ran dry. And we turned to simple banditry to try to eke our way, eke a living out of things. We grew our group, right? That's when Kukang and you, Wujin, came into the picture. We were successful in feeding ourselves at least. But never expected things to fall into this kind of wretchedness. The Persian came
Yes.
months ago. He approached Wei Xiang. Wei Xiang thought it was the business of a lifetime. Turns out that he was wrong. It
Well, he
was the
was
business
right.
of a very, very short lifetime.
It was his lifetime.
Yes. The doctor up there, he was after this thing buried here in our village. It was a corpse that entombed. He points at the mountain up here. That thing up there was its grave marker or something along those lines. Unearthed it and now doing something to it. I don't know what it is.
Is he working with the Persian?
Yes, of course he is working with the Persians. He's one of their strange cult members. There's one more thing you need to know. Which in your arm, the blood that they're using to bring that giant back. There's a reason why we're called the Mountain Dogs. This village used to be guarded by Fu dogs. Fu Shou. All of the things that he has used to empower his crew and to earn coin for us, they all come from the blood and bile, the arms and legs of the guardian beasts of our village. That man is mad. There can be no good karma out of this.
So why haven't you done something about it?
Because he's too powerful. He's scarily powerful.
And do the rest of your men feel this way?
I have no more men left apart from Uchin from the old days. And now you, Gang. We are the only ones that are left from the original Mountain Dogs.
Would the influence be ended if we will stop the doctor?
I don't know. It's not the doctor per se. I mean, the doctor himself is fine. I mean, he's powerful, but you know, I'm sure a concerted effort of 8 of us should be enough. The problem is, there's him and there's the hounds. There's streaming. His hunter, his favorite hunter, And the other 200, God only knows how many of them are there now.
Where's the weak spot?
I don't have a weak spot. I don't know what to do. If I knew, I wouldn't be begging here for help.
Well, perhaps we can discuss terms, then we can discuss our alliances. You see, I'm not really here to... I wouldn't be here if I didn't think we could solve this problem. So, I think we can solve this problem if that brings you any confidence, but perhaps we should discuss some other business and terms before discussing the possibility of our alliance to bring balance and order back to this land. It isn't a matter of how, it is a matter of when.
What do you have in mind?
Can you bring me to the shrine?
I can, but what good will that do? Nobody knows what that shrine is for. It's been that way for years.
I intend to find out.
Perhaps my friend here, my associate here, can help you with the shrine. He has a talent for such things, and other things as well.
Did you keep your third eye open all this while, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, the trace of celestial energy that you've detected is getting stronger in this mine.
I tried to find a source.
You can't find the source, but after what he said about food dogs and all that, you're fairly sure it's somewhere in this mine.
I look at Cang Tian, Yifan, and Wudang, and I say, there's something in this mine, something that he missed.
Could this mine be connected to the shrine over the other side? I look at both Fan Yao and
No, there's no connection. We wouldn't dig our mines in a way that would profane that shrine.
then it could be the Fuso that you have been talking about.
Well,
and perhaps we could find more allies. Since
I look at them. Remember how some prisons are guarded by giant silkworms at the bottom?
yep. Some mines may be guarded by giant
Fan Yao
dogs.
cocks his head and says, "Now I know why I've seen the four of you before. You were the ones responsible for the jailbreak. I have seen your wanted posters. Now I remember. Now I recognize you. How the hell do you do that, man? Oh, not bad, yeah.
See, it is the path of the Buddha to liberate everything. Jailbreak is part of liberation.
I hope you gave it to those guys, man. Those guys really deserve it."
We gave a lot. I think they're still picking up the pieces. But anyway, my friend here senses that there is. You speak of the. I understand from the conversing with your hunting hound associates that they claim that the gods have forsaken them. But if we can prove that the gods have not forsaken you and have been under your nose all this time, would it turn
Or
them?
your feet.
Would it place doubts among your ranks, so that some return to your old ways might be possible?
I look at Fan Yao and I say, if I were someone as all-powerful as your doctor, and I found a force that I could not handle in the very grounds where I want to operate, I wouldn't tell you about it.
Fan Yao thinks for a while. You are talking about freeing the Fu Shou.
Indeed. Among other things. And if you know Fusho are attracted to virtue, righteousness, and justice. While you have conducted many acts of banditry, ravage, and rapine, they may drive the Fusho away, but I'm here to expunge you of your sins with a stick of the Buddha if need be, so that the gods may return to your land.
I suppose I deserve that. I was a poor leader. All we wanted was some food. Not this. He motions his hands out. Game of the gods. Oh, this makes my head hurt. Wudang, what would you have me do?
We've always looked out for each other. Do what you must.
I'll take you up to the shrine. If there's something that's useful there, then maybe there's something we can use there. I can only take a few of you up. I can't bring all of you up.
Why
maybe
not?
one, maybe two. It'll bring too much attention to us.
Why can't you bring all of us up? Is it because we're not mountain dogs?
Among other things. I mean, if I bring one or two of you up, wrapped up in furs, no one will be the wiser, but no one will care.
If the rest of us are not seen.
You speak of the way of you speak of the art of the shadow. Possible, but still risky. This area snows heavily.
I have a suggestion. If people are looking at a place that's very noisy, they'll be prone to not notice the place that's quiet. So we don't all go up. But the people who want to go up, and I can stay and chat with the hunting hounds and draw some more attention to myself. They were already quite curious about my presence, so they'll be looking out for me. If I go up, it'll be very noticeable.
He nods. Then
I will go.
Trisian says, I will go too.
Yeah.
I will go too. If need be, you might need my knowledge.
Okay, so
Yes, I need your intelligence check.
You feel so used for your body, right?
Yeah,
It's-
they only want me for my brain.
That's right.
It's part of consultancy.
Yeah, part of consultancy.
Sounds like a con, not.
More like a con than assault. First you con the person, then you insult the person that you con.
Okay, Ken, you... So the plan is for you to come here and for the rest of you to go up. Okay, I'm not going to move your minis because this is more or less a cutscene. So the three of you make your way up the side. There is a small winding path. Actually, the main path leads up and around the floating giant. But you notice that there is a small, just a bare crevice of a crack on the side that leads up.
Okay.
Without too much ado, and you reach the area here, right? It shines with a gentle benevolence. Waves of light just pour out from here, along with a very odd looking monolith up here. This has been in our village for generations. We do not know what it is. We can't read the language of it.
Okay, sorry, aside, Nick, you are the one who has to prepare ceremony. I'm not upstairs.
Yeah, I know. Well, my ceremony a lot less than yours.
Less than ceremony.
I look at the script. Do I understand? Is it Celestial or Elvish?
It is Celestial.
Okay. Okay, then I don't have to spend minutes to cast the spell that I have.
Okay, so this is you don't have to. Okay, the description of it is in extremely what looks like proto Chinese, somewhere between Sanskrit and Celestial.
Okay.
All right, so it looks almost like Proto-Aryan.
Okay.
You read it, and the words come to you and describes, here lies the heaven ascending platform. Use with care for ascendance does not mean descendants.
Can go up, cannot go down.
Possibly.
I was talking to myself for a bit because I forgot I'm supposed to talk.
I look at Amu and said, You can read this, right? I'm quite sure you do.
I take a look at it.
It's in Celestial, so you should
Yep.
be able to read.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oops. Sorry.
Skilla, you're standing next to the paladin. You'll be fine.
No, Paladin makes me a wisdom saving throw.
Because
the paladin affects himself, right?
Sorry, what? Wisdom saving throw.
Make me a wisdom
Yes.
saving throw, yes.
it's your good save, I think.
It should be a good save.
I think Bel's not proficient actually.
I have 18.
Okay. The words rearrange themselves before your eyes, and you have a moment where you actually feel like you're being dragged bodily towards the Heaven Ascendance platform. You pull up, you feel yanked towards it, and you just brace yourself, and your third eye just shuts as a reflex.
Yikes.
And you realize the reason why. The words that have been written, there's a second layer underneath it, which is written out in Heaven's Mandate that only you, a paladin, can see.
Come again, sorry?
It is written out as Heaven's Mandate.
What does it say?
Be true.
Man shall not replace God.
I read it out.
Only,
Man shall not replace God.
only the worthy shall ascend.
Only the worthy shall ascend. I agree. I woke up.
Walk where?
I go up the stairs to the thing itself.
Okay. You reach the dais, right? It still glows with energy, but you don't. It doesn't seem to be reacting to you anymore.
I open the eye and look around again.
Your eye cannot be opened.
Oh, it's like actually.
It's like literally somebody just went, no! Stop it! Don't do it!
Do not reveal the heavenly chicken.
There's something here. I can't
The
place it.
sky chicken shall not be anyhowly leaked.
It's preventing my third eye from opening. Only the worthy shall rise.
There are only two people that I feel that is worthy of. One is yourself, and the other is actually the Watcher of the Skies.
Who are we to decide who's worthy, isn't it?
That's a very good question.
It's not for us to decide, but like you said, this is how I feel, it's not how I judge, right?
It could even be the mountain god.
Could be.
Okay.
But what is... I do not see any of the full show here. Do you? Or do you feel of their presence here?
I do not. What's that little thing at the corner?
This one, is it?
Yeah.
You want to go and take a look?
Yes, please.
Okay. You go to the corner there, right? It's got sigils on it. You don't recognize them at all. They look like some... They look incredibly identifiable, yet not readable. Rich.
Yifan, you want to take a look at this?
Sure. I'm going to spend 10 minutes to cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay. Then make me an Arcana roll.
Okay.
The DC is 20.
Bleh. Where is my Arcana? Oh, there you are.
Please luck out, please luck out.
No, 10.
Hiya.
Ayya.
Okay,
Can I at least identify its the language?
no, because it's not a language.
Oh, okay.
They are identification marks, as far as you can tell. They are unique identification marks.
Yeah, right.
It's think of it as an SSN number.
Okay. Can I spend?
Julian has done his thing again.
Could I spend 10 minutes and cast Detect Magic while you redeem Suedin's?
Yeah. Y'all really miss Swedin, right? Swedin.
Yes. We have three
Too
sessions.
many
or two
sessions already.
Yeah, too many sessions without Suedin.
Okay.
Hearts.
It feels like a teleport sigil, but it is not a teleport sigil.
Okay.
For one, a teleport sigil, right? A teleportation circle receives. So it's a point where you memorize and then it'll take you to the spot, right?
Mhm.
This is a unique set of things similar to that, but it's not for you to. It's not for this location. It's to broadcast to the next location.
Relay station.
If you want to think of it that way, not the relay station, it is the projector.
Okay.
It projects you to the next location, presumably where the platform takes you.
Oh, okay. This is where it supposed to project us to the next place, the next location. So, unless you want to take a risk, I'm unable to read these words.
I will activate it if I can.
Nope. None of that. There are no instructions to activate. There's nothing for you. Know the purpose of this place. You cannot activate it.
I think we need the rest of them here.
Yes, we do. I look at Fan Yao. Could I trouble you to try to bring the rest here?
He says, "What is this?"
This is a portal to
It's some kind of test.
portal or test, it sends us to another location, or sends people to another location.
We need the
That-
Watcher of the Skies.
There were stories in our village, long before we came to settle in this area. Long ago. It is said that immortals would travel to this mountain to ascend to heaven.
And only the worthy will be able to ascend.
Who knows the ways of immortals?
We do not know. But I'm quite certain the Watcher of the Sky would.
I can bring him up here by himself, but I cannot risk you being around while he's here.
I look at
Is Kukang up here with you? Just out of curiosity, or is he downstairs?
No, I'm downstairs.
I look at Amu and we can find a place to hide. That we can do.
Actually, I'm curious about one thing. I look at Fanyao. Have you and all the other mountain dogs been augmented by the doctor?
I can't hear you.
Have you and the other mountain dogs been augmented by the doctor?
He nods. I have.
All of you?
All but Kukang.
Fascinating. So he's the only pure mountain dog left, so to speak.
He thinks for a while. He says, "I suppose you could say that, and that would have been fair."
I look at Yifan. Does that count for something?
Definitely, it might count for something. It said those who are worthy. It didn't say those who are worthy of what. Worthy of this village, worthy of this cause. We don't know.
Worthy of being one with the actual mountain dogs.
Could be. Like you said, this is part of a place where there is. It's supposed to be a guardian of this place. So
I look at Fanyo and say, "Yup, need them all up here."
if you could do that, that would be great.
Head down. If you need to pass a message to them, pass a message to them, but I cannot risk having a lot of you up here at the same time.
Sure. Can we tag team and go down so that they can come up?
Possibly. Okay.
We could.
Because this actually quite important. What I'll do is I actually do need to bring the figurines up for Kukang and okay, I'll just
Don't mind me, just shit posting below.
No,
Kukang-
I think I need you and Kukang to go up to test our theory. I will shit post the. I'll take over your position as shit poster.
Okay, I see. I don't know, because downstairs not for me to control, so I shall wait to see what.
You have a conversation, a long meandering conversation with the dogs.
Actually, I was actually going to use the long meandering conversation to move into using my ability to paint, to draw flattering pictures of them, but one looks nicer than the other in some angles and the other one, so as to make them want to get revisions and then argue about it. And finally, when it's done, I say, I'm very tired, I'll come back do again, but both look nice, that kind of thing.
Make a deception roll.
Can I make painting instead?
Yes, calligraphy. Go ahead.
Actually,
Please do.
painting. Okay,
Bastard.
give me more painting.
Okay, good enough. So you basically start a mini argument with the twin hounds.
What ability score do I use? Do I use wisdom? Do I use dex? Do I use
Charisma,
intelligence?
charisma.
Charisma. Okay, 21.
Okay, done. Easily.
Bullshit. Shit post.
Shit posting, well done. Okay, Fan Yao brings you up to the platform. Rich Yifan, you need to give a message. You need to pass. You get to pass one message to them.
I gonna pass a message to Cang Tian and tell him that there is a portal that only the worthy would. There is a portal only the worthy can pass through. It is either you or Hu Gang.
Okay.
Fan Yao coming to get 25 already.
So then out there, basically, I kind of like at this point of time, we were both arguing out there. Was this is like what's this like? I hope you all appreciate this. I hope you all both like this. Actually, you call me Watcher of the Heavens, and actually, I'm here to watch your handsomeness and to capture it and to immortalize it. If you like this, then let me rest and recover my senses and meditate so that I can capture you in a more dashing profile. Then I shuffle back to my quarters, and then I kind of like talk about how I'm very. It's very great that I've had the chance to look at some dashing hunters today.
The two of them, hey, well, clearly you're talking about me. I mean dashing. The only thing you're dashing is the toilet when you eat too much. You head to the Heaven Ascendance platform. Kukang, you're following Cang Tian, right?
Yep.
Cang Tian, as you reach towards it, right? The words on the platform itself, right? They start reforming somehow.
Okay.
And the words in the platform start saying to you, Watcher of the skies, bearer of heaven's secret. The time has not come for you to return.
Stay here, do more work. I also know how to say this kind of thing.
Hey, your OT not done yet, your OT not done, cannot clock out yet, bro.
I cannot go back to ministry. Please stay in the neighborhood school.
Yeah, please stay in neighborhood school, please.
Schools are good schools, okay, except according to certain ministers.
And as Kukang steps towards it, right, the platform starts to hum. Low humming sound.
Damn humzy, this platform.
I feel as though that Kukang is the chosen one.
Yes,
But we're not there, right?
Nope.
I tell Kukang that well, it's actually not me. You wouldn't believe it, but this stones actually just told me that I'm not supposed to go up yet. It's amazing what to get stones to do these days, right? Back in my time, stones were just stones.
Kukang, as you approach the platform, right, the words shift again. And again, these are words that Cang Tian recognizes. He says, bring the descendant of Chiyo forward.
Chiyo, okay.
Chiyo.
Okay. Is that a horn dragon?
Yep.
Too long, is it? Okay. But then I say,
The mythical horn dragon that was defeated by the combined tribes of the Chinese people.
Then I kind of look at Fuka and I say, you wouldn't happen to have a to an ancient horned dragon in your ancestry, would you? I look at Wukong.
That will be news to me. My parents were dirt farmers.
Ah, see. Well, even farmers themselves can be dragons. Cups can be dragons. Farmers too. But we'll talk about ancestry later. But apparently,
I reiterate, it will be news to me.
It's probably news to you. So let me be the bearer of good news. You have apparently you have some celestial draconic ancestry somewhere that is like pretty big news. News to me, news to you. I think it says that you're supposed to go forward.
The platform hums a bit, right? And suddenly there is a slight tinkling of a voice that says, "Your time has not yet come, descendant of Chio."
Ah, okay.
You are not to ascend to heaven yet until heaven's will is fulfilled. You are the last of the guardian dogs. Free them. Free the guardians of the platform, and you may yet live to see another day. With that,
Guardians of the platform.
and with that, you feel the platform almost sigh, and the words form into a picture of the Fu Dogs. Anyone else wants to play at the platform? If not, we are about to end the stream at a suitable cliffhanger while you decide what to do next session.
Literally a cliffhanger.
It's literally hanging at a cliff.
Are the Fu Dogs going to look like the ones in Shang-Chi? They're so cute.
Yes. So you know what? I was actually saying I had terrible Shang-Chi pun last week, but I didn't manage to do it. So yes. So anyway, we're reaching the end of the stream. This stream is brought to you. See, in Shanxi, right? They have this tradition of having to dangle bells, right? So this episode is brought to you by Shanxi and the Legend of 10 Lings.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah. Fortunately, we did not go to Shanxi. Okay, very
Yes.
fortunately.
Yes. The Shanxi Tourist Association, the Shanxi Tourist Bell Association, thanks you very much for your cooperation. And with that, we will end today's stream with the absolutely atrocious pun.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Alright, bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks for coming in.